What is Project A119? Project A119, also known as a study of lunar research flights, which it's not, was a top secret plan developed by the United States Air Force. The aim of the project was to detonate a nuclear bomb on the moon, to blow up the moon. In 1958, they developed this project, Project A119. It goes on to say the project was never carried out. Do you believe that crap? Do you believe when they tell you, oh yeah, it's been declassified? I don't believe any of that. Okay, when they declassify stuff, when they tell you about stuff, they're making up another story to cover it up some more and to try to make you not worry about it. Trust me, they're still doing this. They're still doing what, Jay? They're trying to blow up the moon. They're trying to blow up the firmament. The project was never carried out, being canceled after the Air Force officials decided its risks outweighed its benefits, and because a moon landing would undoubtedly be more popular of an achievement in the eyes of the American and international public alike. People would much rather see us land on the moon and go explore it than blow it up. They were weighing out these two options as far as the official story goes. They went with the moon landing. If executed, the plan might have led to a potential militarization of space. No, it would have resulted in the apocalypse. An identical project by the Soviet Union, Project E4, also never came to fruition due to fears of the warhead falling back on Soviet territory. From the moon? So, Project E4, just so you guys know, is your local government's plans to survive the apocalypse, basically. Underground bunkers and stuff. And they'll also say, oh yeah, we canceled that. It goes on to say about this project, the existence of the US project was revealed in the year 2000. This gets more interesting. Carl Sagan was involved in trying to blow up the moon. A young Carl Sagan was a part of the team that was responsible. The relevant documents remained secret for nearly 45 years. Carl Sagan accidentally spilled the beans about the secret government project to blow up the moon. It goes on to say, Soviets planned to commemorate the anniversary of the October Revolution by causing a nuclear explosion on the moon to coincide with a lunar eclipse on the 7th of November. News reports of the rumored launch included mention of targeting the dark side of the Terminator. Project A119 would also consider this boundary as the target for an explosion. Let me explain why this is so important, right? Specifically where they're targeting to like land and go drill and put bombs in the firmament to blow it up, or the moon. They're targeting the dark side of the Terminator. The Terminator line is the edge of the moon. The side that faces us when it's a full moon, the edges all the way around that is where they want to blow up. If the moon is not a sphere and it's actually a dome that's hanging off of the firmament, they want to blow up the edge of the apex dome. And it will fall. Now, it goes on to say, a similar idea, blowing up the moon with nuclear bombs, which I've done videos where I speculated that Starlink is not internet service, that those are bombs. Like, I don't know if you guys remember that, but they're trying to put all those bombs all the way up there. Anyways, a similar idea had been put forward by Edward Teller, the father of the H-bomb, who in February of 1957 proposed the detonation of nuclear devices both on and some distance from the lunar surface. They're trying to blow up the moon. Right now, this is happening. They're telling you this like, oh yeah, but they decided not to. They realized it was dangerous or, something stupid. No. This is now happening. Started in January 1958, It was a part of a series of proposals under the codename E, Project E1 through E4, I believe, entailed plans to reach the moon. Now think about this, and think about Project Artemis, or Moon Mission Artemis, whatever you want to call it. Think about it, okay? Back in 1958, this was their plan to blow up the moon. E1 entailed plans to reach the moon, to get there, right? Project E2 and E3 involved sending a probe around the far side of the moon to take a series of photographs of the surface. If you're following Project Artemis or whatever, that's the same crap they're doing right now. The final stage of the project, E4, was to be a nuclear strike on the moon as a display of force. Artemis is doing those exact steps. They just haven't told you about blowing up the moon. I already showed you articles where they're trying to put nuclear devices on the moon, allegedly to like power stuff or whatever. No, they're not. They're going to the firmament and they're taking pictures, and they're going to put a nice little circle of Starlink frickin' bombs on the firmament, on the apex dome, and they're going to try to bring New Jerusalem down themselves. Whew, buddy. These are your heroes. They're showing you the same story over and over. They need to drill in, they need to put these bombs deep, they need to try to blow up the firmament. That's what's happening. They did that also with Operation Argus, trying to blow up the sky. Operation Argus, 1958, same exact time frame. Defense Nuclear Agency, United States of America. United States atmospheric nuclear weapons tests in the atmosphere. Why? God, why would you blow up an alleged, I'm not even saying, but let's just suppose that nuclear bombs are real. Some people don't think they are. Let's just say they are and perform a thought experiment. Why on earth would you blow one up in the sky where it obviously can catch the winds and bring nuclear, stuff to your local hometown? Here's a picture of them blowing up the sky. You can't see the buildings on the bottom right here, but that's buildings. That's them blowing up the sky up there. Operation Fishbowl, where they blew up the fishbowl. They're trying to blow up the firmament. They went way out to Antarctica to do this because the dome comes down on the sides. It's easier to try to blow up the sides. However, the sides are the strongest part of the dome. They're not going to be able to blow up the dome from the sides. They have to blow up the apex dome. Let the secret out that they're trying to shoot bombs into the moon and blow up the moon. That's this project, a secret government project.